Hey guys, Coco here. Movies can take your imagination to the edge of reality and beyond, but they can also take it to the edge physically, to the point where you feel like you're going to fall off. Watching a scene that takes place on the top of a cliff or the roof of a tall building can make you feel vertigo, especially in an IMAX theater. But if you're nowhere near the real edge, the screen is at least 20 feet away, what makes that happen? What makes you believe you're going to fall? Well, actually, it's quite simple. It all comes down to viewing angles and how they register deep inside your eye. The human eye contains two types of photoreceptor cells, rods and cones. The cones are part of your central vision and allow you to focus on detail. The rods are important for your peripheral vision. They're critical for sensing motion, and it's that sense of motion that contributes to the feeling of falling out of your seat. The average human has a horizontal field of view of 180 degrees. The central vision makes up quite a small portion of this field. As you move away from the center, you gradually start to lose the ability to see detail and shape. Beyond approximately 30 degrees, your peripheral vision starts to take over, and that's where you really start to sense motion. A typical movie theater displays an average field of view on screen of approximately 54 degrees. That just gets you into the peripheral zone, a little on the left, a little on the right. In an IMAX theater, the screen is positioned closer to the audience, it's slightly curved, and spans from wall to wall and floor to ceiling. These are elements of IMAX's theater geometry, designed to increase the angles and open up the field of view to an average of 70 degrees. That goes a long way inside your eye. Every degree of increased angle in an IMAX theater activates tens of thousands of additional rod cells. So even going from 54 degrees to 70 means hundreds of thousands more rod cells stimulated by the image on screen per eye. Each of those cells sends information to parts of your brain that process the motion of objects in front of us, as well as self-movement. And the sensation of motion is one of the things that helps you believe you're actually in that world you're watching on screen. So if the edge of the cliff scene in the movie is registered by enough rod cells in your eye, your brain is going to tell your body to watch out for that cliff. And when you combine IMAX's theater geometry with their incredible sound and super sharp images, you get one seriously intense and realistic experience. Have fun at the movies. Hello, fellow movie nerds. Coco here. Sound is pretty cool. It helps us interpret and process what we see. So when you're watching a movie, it plays a huge role in how you respond to the story. Even the simplest image can have a completely different meaning depending on what sound accompanies it. This light bulb, for example, represents one thing when you hear a ding. But if we change the sound to a buzz, it means something entirely different. Speaking of light bulbs, everyone knows the speed of light is faster than the speed of sound, right? In fact, 870,000 times faster. But once it enters your brain, it's a different story. The human brain can identify a sound and where it's coming from in under 50 milliseconds. That's 5 to 100 times faster than it takes you to process a visual signal. All that speed means you can actually absorb more sounds than images in a movie. Our sense of hearing is always on. It operates in the background and underneath our cognitive radar, providing a constant stream of information about our environment. So, when you're watching a movie, there's a lot of really important detail in the sound that you don't even notice on a conscious level. And the way it's delivered to you can have a profound impact on your experience. Most theaters today have 5.1 surround sound, but what does that really mean? In a typical surround movie theater, you get arrays of speakers on the left and the right and the rear of the auditorium. This seems like it would be a logical recipe for surround sound since the speakers are surrounding you, but each side of the theater only gets one source. That means all those speakers down the side of the auditorium get the same signal. This isn't so great for detail. Let's say, for example, a filmmaker wanted to place the sound of a helicopter in a very specific part of the theater. In 5.1 surround, you get a blended wash of sound that would put it kind of somewhere over there. But with IMAX, the jump in clarity is gymongous. That's right, I just had to invent a new word. Gigantic and humongous. That's how much more clear it is. IMAX sound is designed in a completely different way. No matter where you sit in an IMAX theater, you hear every detail of every sound recreated just like the filmmaker intended. The laser-aligned speakers are positioned and aimed in a way that enables you to pinpoint the intended locations of sounds. That's right, I said laser. We're pretty much in the future now. And the low frequencies are so deep, you can feel them as much as hear them. So, the best way to get the most out of your movie experience is to watch it and hear it in IMAX. Hey guys, Coco here. When you watch a movie in an IMAX theater, you know you're seeing it at its absolute best, just the way the filmmakers intended. But what if the movie wasn't shot with IMAX cameras? When that happens, how did they get it to look so good? The answer is DMR, IMAX's digital remastering process, which combines proprietary algorithms with the talents of IMAX's in-house image specialists. When a movie is going to be released in IMAX, it gets special treatment. DMR transforms an already great movie into an IMAX movie, shot by shot, removing visual noise, random variation of brightness and color, and enhancing the image to optimize every frame for the IMAX experience. This process reveals the fine details that were always there, but might have gone unnoticed, even by the filmmakers themselves. IMAX works directly with the filmmakers to help bring their creative vision to life. But that's just the picture. It doesn't stop there. The movie's soundtrack also goes through a special process. The sound team at IMAX goes back to the stems, the original tracks from the movie, and works with the filmmakers to create a unique IMAX soundtrack. And wow, you feel like you're in the movie. Enjoy. Hey guys, Coco here. Love it or hate it, 3D is everywhere. It's supposed to pull you into the movie, but not all 3D is created equal. To be effective, it has to be done right. First, we need to cover the basics on how we see in 3 dimensions in real life. In the real world, you perceive depth and see in 3 dimensions because of binocular vision. On a human, the average spacing between 2 eyes is approximately 3 inches, which lets us look at things from 2 slightly different perspectives simultaneously, while the brain merges these 2 views together through a process called stereopsis. So, to see a movie properly in 3D, there have to be 2 images projected onto the screen. One from the perspective of the left eye, and one from the perspective of the right. You wear glasses that channel the left image to your left eye, and the right image to your right eye, and just like in the real world, your brain goes to work to process a single 3-dimensional image. But before you can get 2 images on the screen, they need to be captured and projected in a very specific way. IMAX cameras shoot 2 separate images from slightly different angles through dual lenses positioned a similar distance apart as the distance between your eyes. Now, not every movie is shot with IMAX 3D cameras, but that's okay. Regular 3D cameras can be used as long as the images go through IMAX's DMR process to get enhanced. The 2 images run in synchronization through a dual projection system unique to IMAX, and that makes a huge difference. A typical single 3D projector has to alternate between projecting the left eye image and the right eye image. It flickers back and forth, which can degrade the quality of the 3D presentation. Dual projection means 100% of the information is on screen all the time, so you get a much brighter and much more consistent image on screen. Another important factor in the 3D movie experience is viewing angles. The steeper the angle, the further you can push the 3D effect. Imagine 4 lines drawn from the 4 corners of the screen to the tip of your nose. The lines make a pyramid shape. 3D images that come off the screen and into the theater can only appear within the boundaries of this pyramid, and IMAX's steeper viewing angles make a larger pyramid, which means images can come further out into the audience without distortion. This enables the filmmaker to take advantage of that feel like you can touch it effect with amazing realism and pristine picture quality. At IMAX, the goal has always been to accurately deliver the vision and imagination of the filmmaker. So when it's IMAX 3D, you know it's done right, and you feel like you're right in the movie. Enjoy!